Good evening, everybody. I'm Go Here, Go Home. Welcome back to my channel. Tonight, it is the Saturday night kit build. We are going to wrap things up with this kit. This is the ITLA All-State building, brick building, All-State something or other. Anyways, I'll give you a rundown on what I've done, what you might have missed, and then I've got a couple of things left to do to this kit to really, finish it off and basically seal the deal so that it's good for the layout. So far, I think it's looking really good. Is it the best building I've done? I don't know. I still like my other ITLA building more. I think it's because of the brick. It's a lot of brick. Mind you, the other one is a lot of concrete. So, it was easier. But, yeah, we'll get into that in a moment. I do want to take a moment just to say hi to everybody who's showing up, who is here early. How's it going, Brian? Mr. Brian Ferguson and Spence. Mike H.O. Trains, Canadian Locomotive Logistics. And we've got Todd and M&M Rails. How's it going, guys? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Did I miss somebody? I think I might have missed somebody. I can't scroll up for some reason. I don't know. It's weird. But, yeah. So, like I said, this is basically the last episode of this build because for now, I've exhausted it for, what I can do, or at least what I want to do to this kit. And I've been working on it since March, and we're almost going on to June. So it feels like, feels like I've been working on it for a while now. So what are we looking at here? Well, this is the All-State building, and when you buy the All-State building, you get this part of it. I had bought the extension, which comes with 2 extra floors. It does come with some extra cornice and pilasters just to kind of finish off the second level. As well, I took piece of the vent, so you get 3 vents, small, medium, and large. I took the large, posted it here, and then I took the medium and I cut the curved part off and I attached it to the top just to extend the length of that vent. At the same time that I had purchased this, I also purchased separately this vent here. This is part of their HO N scale vent system, or HVAC, as you will. And I thought, would be a nice touch just to have a bit more. Just because I wanted to have it, I knew I wanted it as 2 separate industries. I've got an entrance over here and an entrance over here. For this one here, space for sale or for lease, however you want to do that. Hey James, how's it going? For this side here, I had announced last week that this is going to kind of be a hub for Canada Post. Not completely accurate, but my layout, my rules. So we're going to have some, drop off and delivery and whatnot on this side of the building here. I'm going to have a rail come in so you can, ship some big parcels, maybe a mail bag or so by rail. And also I have a couple of the Canada Post trucks by Walters. They're on the layout right now, but you're going to have to imagine that they are sitting here. Hey, Anthony, how's it going? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So as well, I have some additional parts here that I have added. This is not the original dock that came with this kit. For those of you who don't know, this is actually the dock it comes with. I like it, but I wanted to modernize it. So Nick made a double long or an extended version of the concrete style dock. And then he had included that when I had purchased that. So yeah, I really like the style of the concrete dock. With that, I've got a couple of Walthers pieces. You would never know because they're well hidden. We've got power, and then we've got up here. There's some more power, and then we've got a billboard. They all have their customizations to them, and yeah, I really like them. There's this here. This is from They Make It Like That. This is Tim's garbage can, and I added some little stickers on the front there. Well, it's not a sticker; it's a metal sign, and has the WM Waste Management decal as well, which is our local garbage waste management. So they'll come and they'll pick up that garbage there. So yeah, I had fun with that. Hey Nelson, how's it going? What else? Yep. I've had this decal here, this old iPod. I want to say that was an ad that they ran in the early 2000s. I don't remember the year, but because I'm running modern, that could be 85 up till now. I'm going to mix and match it a little bit, right? I'm sure that this is the more modern Canada Post sign, but sometimes these go unchanged and they'll just sit there. So there you go. I also have a couple of detail parts here. You can get those in the whatchamacallit, the ITLA kits. There's a whole bunch of skids and some other stuff. I keep them all off to the side until I make the actual display on the layout. This is kind of just sitting here just for presentation purposes, as I'm sure you've guessed. And these electrical boxes and this little ladder here, they actually came with one of my other ITLA kits. Did not come with this one. But I did put them on here just to modernize it a little bit. Kind of bring it into the today's age. I was contemplating between using these air conditioners and the mini print ones. As you can tell, I obviously went with those, but I will save these ones for a different kit, I'm sure. So that took a while. So recently I did the roof. I'll show you the roof. Yeah, so basically tonight, what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to be adding the clear, and you can't even see it, it's so clear. This is the acetate that goes in the windows or behind the windows, and I have to cut those and put those in. For all of those, I'm going to use some white glue so that there's no frost on those windows. And then after that, I am going to use my mortar mix. This is the dry stuff. So it's like that powder. I hear that when you take your finger and you go like that, it goes into the cracks and kind of you can highlight certain areas like that. So I've done that with one of my other kits. It works. It looks okay. And I don't mind doing that on this kit here. So that's what we're going to do. And that's how I'm going to finish this thing off. Because, yeah, I'm ready to move on to the next next big adventure. I don't know what that will be, but I'm ready for it. So let's see if I can raise this up a bit. You can get a good look, or a better look, I should say, at the roof and how the roof looks, because that's something that I did today. Sorry about the shaky. Just adjusting my tripod here. Okay. See if we can bring this a little bit closer too, so you can kind of see it better. All right. So now you do get the solid piece of wood that, goes end to end. You guys remember that I put that grip tape stuff? It's almost like sandpaper. Goes right on the top. It's black. So what I did was I painted over it with just a regular gray. It was like a light gray. And then I took that same gray and I made it a secondary color, which is like a white mixed with the gray. So I lightened it up and then I sponged it over it. Then for all the locations like this here and this here where I want it sitting flat on the piece of wood, I cut out the square piece of grip tape. That basically what that does is that it allows me to hot glue these directly to the base so that they will actually stick. And before I did stick them down, I did some weathering. Don't know how well you can see that, but there is weathering on there as well. And yeah, so there you have it. I know it sounds like it's a lot, but it's really not. I did most of that today. Whoops. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to have to turn this thing around and we are going to do the windows. I got to move most of this out of the way. Oh, I did some graffiti as well. Not original, but I contemplated. I was like, do I? Do I not? And then I'm like, oh well, I'll do it. And then I did it. But yeah. Now I can't give credit to the artists because I have no idea who they are. I was talking to Denny about that earlier and I said, I like doing graffiti, but I don't have enough time in my day to learn, how to do graffiti or to come up with graffiti that's my own, specifically mine. And like I'm okay with that. Whoop, don't think I glued it down. Ugh. Okay, so basically I take pictures of other graffiti. Usually it's on trains, or if I find something on a building somewhere and I like it, then I will emulate it on stuff. All right. Willow Creek, how's it going? Okay, so I wonder if there's a way I can do this. Yeah, whatever. I'll just use a ruler. And yeah, it almost seems like it's a little bit less than the thickness of a ruler, which is a little bit more than an inch. So we're gonna do these all at an inch. Now there's a few other aspects to this that I will add in the future. For example, lighting. I didn't get a chance to add any lights to this. It is something that I do want to do, but I don't have the lights that I need, so I haven't really done it. Also, there isn't really a huge need for it at the moment because I don't really light up my stuff anyways, but it's definitely something that will be a quick fix in the future when I do get those lights. For example, the goosenecks. I love the goosenecks. They look really good. And then possibly some interior lighting. But you saw how easy that came apart. That's how it's going to stay. So it goes on the layout like that, and then I can take it off if I need to do anything with it, just like my other building as well. Okay. Now, will this let me lay this flat? Not really. Let's turn this around. You don't need a lot. You just need to be able to cover your windows. There you go. And then you just keep doing that right along there. Oh, you know what? I'll do that. What is everybody else working on tonight? You guys working on stuff? Denny from N Scale Dystopia. How's it going, Denny? Denny's working on his station, which is pretty cool. Seems like with the first set here, I've gotten most of my windows covered. Nothing too crazy. Again, it's just, you're just using white glue. Usually takes a while for that to dry, depending on how warm or cold your space is. But the weather, or the temperature, I should say, the temperature here seems to be pretty good, so I don't see it taking super long for this to dry. Let's see. Brian is working on Walther's tank car loading racks. Nice. Those are tricky. Lots of small parts on those. If they're the same ones that I'm thinking of. James is painting kits. Nelson is painting some minifigures or mini prints. Willow Creek is working on a car parking area, like a parking lot. Okay, cool. And Canadian Locomotive Logistics just rewired my power box, cleaned up the mess, looks a lot better, added to NCE, volt amp meters on the system too. Right on. Oh, and then we've got Split Rock. How's it going, Split Rock? Just to kind of show everybody else, because I know that you're not on video, but I can show it, because I've probably got the same ones, right? These are the ones that that he's working on. Yeah, these are a pain. You get 4 in a box, 2 loading, 2 unloading, and I'm not sure what's worse, building it or trying to paint it. Because yeah, it was definitely a pain. Mark has these too. I think he said he had some issues with them. So, you're not alone. I think it's one of those things where it's like pro, not pro. I don't know if it's just like the fact that like it's just a weird build, man. They're not amazing. It's not amazing to build. All right, let's cut some more because I used up all my strips. Hello from Sweden. What's going on? So I'm thinking about my next kit and what I should do. I know what I need to do, but need versus want, right? I've always had a tendency to buy these cool looking kits just to have cool looking kits and, eventually never really use them. This is probably the first time where I've purchased, completed, and I'm going to use the kit, besides the other ITLA kit that I have. Actually, 2 others. I always forget that I've got 2 others, but regardless. Before them, I would never really finish anything. Never really finish kits. So I'm, trying to make good with that, and I'm trying to see these things all the way through. And usually the last thing I do on any kit is adding the window gloss or whatever it's called. So that's how you know that I'm done with this. And Todd saying hi to everybody. I like to put the glass on the windows before I install them in the kit. Huh. Yeah, it depends, right? Because if you have a kit and it's closed off and you don't really have access to the inside like this, right? It obviously makes it a lot more difficult to, get access to it. So even before you put the walls together or anything, for sure. My problem is that when I build the kits, and all that. You know, you got to put the clear coat on it to make sure it's sealed and everything. So typically, I mean, like, you don't want to make sure you do that before your window glazing is in, because again, it's just something else that'll frost those windows over. You have to be 2 steps ahead with some of this stuff. Oh, cool. I can put that there, and I can cover up all these windows at the same time. Cover up all 3 of those windows. Same thing with that. Now, I do have lots of extra, but like I said before, when you get a kit like this, it comes with the window glazing, but then, of course, I got the extension kit. So the extension kit also comes with extra glazing as well. So you're never left hoping that, oh, well, do I have any more acetate anywhere? You know, do I have to go buy some? You get everything with these kits, so you can 100% them. Okay, I should be able to do that as well. This is working out really well. And just one more, and then I can do the bottom. I think I got them all. Yeah, I got them all. So it's just this one here, and I'm going to cut it here. I didn't want to overlap the acetate too much, like 2 layers on one window. So that's why we are doing this. There. So that'll dry. And apparently I only have one more piece. Oh, no. Yeah. Chris, do you figure out your electric issues? Kinda. I figured it out enough to keep running for another hour. And then I went to bed. And then I got up and went to work. I need to, I'll take the day once I have a day off, which will probably be Wednesday. I'll take Wednesday to just kind of give it a once over, just to see if there's anything I can do to, you know, make it more of a permanent fix, where that was clearly just a a temporary solution, a band-aid, if you will. I even thought, I'm like, okay, my first thought is get rid of both reverse loops, put in a lift out bridge, and then make it into one giant loop where I connect just behind the maintenance facility across over to where the ethanol plant is. And I'm like, I could do that. I could totally do that. Except for the fact that I hate lift outs. I mean, I hate building them and, maneuvering around them. I've had lift outs in the past, but I try to avoid them. Hey Jason, how's it going? So yeah, like when I think about how I can fix it, there's probably quite a few ways that I could really change it around and make it better. But here's the thing. Do I really want to go through all that right now? Probably not. I'm going to say no. And it's strictly just for the fact that I have a tendency of moving every, so on and so forth. And if I'm like, I don't know, I run a few times in a month, but not enough to, warrant a huge change like that. That's going to, you know, change how I run trains, you know, indefinitely. Well, just for this layout, anyways. When I'm most likely going to move, and I think that might even be next year. Maybe. But it's something that I already knew. I knew getting into this, but it's like I didn't want to build or not build a layout. This house was one of those situations where, we got kicked out of the last one, evicted. Not really evicted, but they gave us like 6 months, and they're like, get out by November. We need this house for whatever. And it's like we were paying our bill and everything, so it's not, wasn't a matter of that. It was just the owner sold the house and they wanted the house for themselves. So that means no renting it. So that's why we had to scramble. And this was the quickest thing we could find. And that's why I'm so, I don't really like this house all that much. Of all the layouts that I've had and whatnot, this is probably my least favorite, I guess. The Rapido subway is awesome, Chris. Too bad you don't have the space on your layout. Oh, did you guys see the video where with the one and it has arcing by the wheels? If you have not seen that, go look at the newest subway video. Is it considered a subway if it's above ground? It's on the raised up platforms as opposed to the underground subway, like above the city street kind of subway. Yeah, and yeah, seriously, that is so amazing. Probably the coolest thing that I've seen in a long time. Yeah, subway. Yeah. What was wrong with the wiring? I don't even know, Perry. Welcome, Perry, by the way. Thanks for joining. Um yeah, it's the reverse sections. So one seemed like it went over to one side of the layout, and as soon as it hit the whatever it's called, the loop section, the train just died. Like there was no power going to it, which is odd because it's worked before and it's worked for months, you know. So it was very strange to me, and it was very, so I had to do a on the spot rewire, and just to make sure that there was more power going to that general area. And the whole ordeal of it, trying to get it to work and rewiring it, whatnot, took an hour. But after that hour, everything seemed, more or less okay. I think we got it working okay after that. I just had to run an extension of a feeder from in my office here all the way to the other side of the reverse section. Yeah, the ITLA does have that raised section. Whoop. They are the wood ones, opposed to the Rapido version, because Rapido's also doing the exact same thing. And I mean, I can't justify either because we don't have those. Like, there's some raised up areas of our subway system in Toronto, but nothing that like looks like that. At least none that I've seen in the general Toronto area. Well, it's all working now, Perry. As soon as I added more power down to that general area, yeah, things were working just fine after that. I can't really explain it. I have no idea why, what had changed, because like I said, it was working previously. Like I've been running trains. I haven't made any changes to the actual layout or the wiring that would have caused that to happen. I mean, I have children, and children like to touch things that, they probably like. If you want to learn about wiring, come and ask me. But you know what I mean? Like, kids do things, can't keep an eye on them 24/7. But even if they didn't, I have no idea. I don't know how any of that happened. So the important part is that I fixed it, but again, it's a very temporary fix. There's some things I do want to change. I've got a switch there that I want to switch out, or just remove entirely. And then I do want to move and make the reverse section a little bit longer, maybe add like another 3 feet to it. I don't want to cut the line on a corner. I'd rather do it on a straight, but that entire section is like one giant curve. So we'll have to see. Maybe I can put those clear rail joiners in there instead, so that it kind of holds everything together still. I've got a bunch of those, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. But we're getting there. I just, I don't want to do anything too big because I know that this is mostly going to come apart anyways at some point. And I don't know where we're at yet with everything. We keep talking about the Woodstock area. Keep talking about moving to a bigger house. So I don't know if we're staying here or, whatever. I just, I have no idea. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I can't predict the future. It doesn't look any different because it's all clear back here. But the window glazings, all the window glazings are on, which is great. And if I did color in certain areas here, you'd probably kind of see it with the lights coming through. Yeah, Woodstock. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm originally from like the Mississauga area myself, but when I moved back into that, no. I want to live outside the city. We just want some land, you know. That's the plan at some point. But yes, I don't know. I can kind of go anywhere because I work remotely anyways, so that doesn't matter too much. It's everyone else, right? It's the kids that, you know, they're in school and I don't want to leave or move, you know, unless it's like the middle of summer, right? So that you can find them the new school and they're not changing halfway through the semester. Semester. There's a lot to consider when it comes to stuff like that, and we're not there yet, but we will be eventually. We'll get there. Come up into the valley. It's fun out here. Actually, it's funny because my my wife's sister lives in Arnprior, right by the No Frills. If that means anything to you, like 2 minutes. Actually, my niece works at the No Frills there. Sign looks good. Thanks. I don't know which one you're talking about, but I appreciate the kind words. We'll have to clean that off after. Yep, I'll be there tomorrow. They have Coke on sale in 24 packs. Oh, no way. Okay, it's a little better with the finger than the Q-tip. Yeah, just put it on your finger and then you just van life. I definitely do not want to live in a van. A van down by the river. So the Q-tip is good for getting into those smaller areas that you can't get to because of stuff. I do want to try something though, because I heard that when you do that, you take... Now this is either going to mess it up or it's going to... Hey, Brian. Maybe, Chris, converting your layout to modules so when you move, you could pack it up. Yeah, I mean, so even with the layout as is, I want that if I'm going to save any of my layout, it'll definitely be the yard and my paper mill area. As for like other parts of it, like I'm good. Like I can, you know, I can do with that. You guys haven't even seen really what a new section, which is where this is going to go. I've been doing some work, you know, outside of this room, because I know you guys normally just see me in here, but I've been doing some work on the layout, some, you know, topography. Is that what they call it? Land stuff? Land formation stuff? Yeah, anyways, I've been making some hills and stuff. I gotta paint it though. As long as he doesn't touch the building, then he should be okay. So I don't really like I don't have a general direction with this. I'm gonna obviously do the top and then I'll do the bottom, but in general, I'm just kind of winging this because it's such a large building, right? Yeah. Maybe I should use a Q-tip for that because it's a lot finer. Did you know that model trains are cheaper in Woodstock? Yeah, because then I'd be like 30 minutes from the Otter, and I would just drive. People would know where I am at all times because if I'm not at home, I'm probably at the Otter. Which, I mean, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know, depending on how you look at it. Now there is an actual mortar mix that you can get. It's it's actually made for this. You put it on, you wipe it off, blah blah blah. But when you've got a huge tub, I've got a huge tub of this stuff, so it's basically free. I mean, I didn't pay for it. I just found it in my pile of stuff. So that's a good thing. That credit card is already hot. No change there. And for those who just like the brick look without the mortar, that's fine. I thought I would do this just to kind of keep things a little bit more realistic. I mean, it looked very, like the walls looked very plain, if I'm being honest. So adding this layer of, mortar to it, and then taking off the extra stuff. So I like how it dulls it down a bit. Like you already do a clear coat on there, like a matte finish, which is totally fine. You're supposed to. But when you put this stuff on the mortar mix, because it's white and you're, more or less covering all of this, right? You're dulling it down as well with the white mortar mix. It's actually very easy to tell where I have and haven't done. It's funny, I go live and then my phone starts blowing up. No one messages me all day. And then when I go live, messages. It's like that one time I started a live and then like 2 minutes into the live, Lauren calls me. I'm like, well, I can't pick up and have a conversation with you if you call while I'm doing a live. Let's see. This is probably like the mindless kind of part of it here where you're just filling in the mortar and not really doing too much that's There's nothing glamorous about this. I got to do right in there. And this is just normal water, tap water, by the way. It's not like, flavored or ginger ale or something. No! Was that not glued in? I don't think that was glued in. Okay, we're good. Got glue in my hands now, but that's okay. Saying James has been a member for 56 months. That's crazy. What was it? It was back in March. Well, I mean, by then, yeah, because I was supposed to send it around Christmas time, but there was some we'll call it manufacturing delays. I ended up getting James one of my GVO sweaters, the crew sweaters, just because he's been a member for forever. And I gave that to him in March. So I really appreciate the support, the ongoing support as well. In the workshop. I don't know what that means. hoodie is in the workshop. Ah. I was about to say the Riddler strikes again. Had no idea what you were talking about. That. I should have brought more paper towel. Or maybe something that doesn't tear as much, because this tears quite a bit. Yeah, we'll be fine. I learned from Mike. Mark, any track down yet? Yeah, Mark. Because it's the long weekend, it's the May 2-4 weekend. You know, Mark is not working. Unless he's still working. I don't know why he'd be working, because it's the May 2-4. But he's up this Thursday. He'll be, it's his turn for Third Rail Thursday. And hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully he's running a train. Hopefully he's got some track down. I can't be the only one that will be super excited to see him running trains again. A lot of people would tune into that, watching him run trains. Oh, you're going to miss Mark? We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Mark normally goes live at 8 o'clock, opposed to my 7 o'clock start time. Now, also because it is the month of May, at the end of the month is when my kids start soccer again. And we all remember how that business goes. Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. So I might have to go back to the 8 o'clock, almost 8:30 time frame for my once a week Thursday show. We'll see what happens. I don't know what, the times are like or anything like that. if I'm going off of the last couple of years, baseball for my grandnephew Tuesday and Thursday. Yep. Yeah, it's that time of year again where sports, the outdoor stuff. I mean, like my kids do sports all year long. Like my oldest, the basketball season just ended uh at the end of April there. And that was just a couple of weeks ago. And now we're getting into soccer now, which is by the end of the month. It usually starts in May. I know this because for the first couple of weeks, it's normally freezing outside and it still gets dark somewhat, somewhat early. Not really early like it would during a wintertime, but it doesn't stay as bright out, is what I'm saying. Yeah, if you guys want to run trains as a pre-show, that's it's helpful. Takes the pressure off me for needing to start at a certain time when I know I rightfully can't if I'm not even home, right? Next month as well. I'm going to be going to the Rapido barbecue, so we'll be able to see all those guys, and I'll most likely do a live. They always do new announcements the day of the barbecue, so we'll be able to cover all that as well, and give you any video and whatnot of samples that they have of things. So make sure you subscribe and follow along and all that stuff because we got some cool stuff coming up that you definitely don't want to miss. That looks very nice. I like the Canada Post sign. Yeah, that's actually it's a decal, but I didn't use the decal because I had to make a custom sign for it. I originally left 2 windows in because I thought the sign was going to be smaller. When I realized it's going to be 3, I knew I had to make it pop out a little bit. So last week I created a custom casing, and I put some protruding pieces on the back here, some parts I guess you'd bolt this to the wall from, and then I glued it here and I painted it black, and then I just popped the sign inside of it. I can take it out if let's say if I no longer want this to be Canada Post, I can take that out and replace it with something else. But I'm pretty sure it's going to stay as Canada Post for a long, a long while. I think Mark fell asleep. I'm surprised nobody's camping this weekend. I think everybody's opening up their trailers and stuff this weekend. Work was so quiet today, and I know work's going to be quiet again tomorrow, and it's great. I do work Monday, but again, you know, it's a holiday. So there's not much to do about anything when it's a holiday, right? Like you can just kind of not necessarily take it easy, but it's not as stressful as like a regular work day. And I think it's double time and a half too. So that's going to help to buy some train stuff, I think. Hey, Russ, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. And Train Todd. I don't know if I said hi to Train Todd yet, but hey, Train Todd. Train Todd, meet Todd Armstrong. Trackside action. Okay, so it definitely looks better being fully done opposed to just part of it being done. That's my observation. Greetings from Kansas City. KC is Kansas City. I feel like I know that only because CPKC. But yeah. So we are done with this powder. Thanks, Anthony. It's yeah, it's one of those things that it takes a lot of time to really get it to look like this. I mean, I just want to clean some of this up though, just so there's not so much. Yeah, this is a wood kit by ITLA, and I built it as a background flat. I'll put it back together in a moment here. Almost done. I'm just cleaning up a bit of this extra mortar that I just put on here. But yeah, it's only it's a depth of 1.5 inches, and I'll be able to put lighting inside there still because the hubs are very thin, and how depending on how I run the wires and whatnot, I should be able to make that work. It's really just a matter of cleaning it up now. Of why? clearly, clearly, I hit that pretty good. Um, yeah, never do 5 things at once, people. Talk, clean, somewhat of a weathering thing. Okay, well, I'll be able to put this back on here. Okay. This is right back where it was. Do I have to pinch that? I don't have to pinch that down. It's fine. It'll do its thing, but... Okay. Turns out I have to do this. But it should hold. These are very heavy, by the way. The wood's very light. Even with all these extra detail parts and whatnot, some of them are pretty thick on there and whatnot. They seem all right. Okay. Okay, not terrible. Now that you're getting close to finishing it, have you decided what your next ITLA kit will be? No, I have no idea. There's a list. And I don't know which one though. If I mean, like, for any of them, it's like I'm sure I could pick one and do it, which would be totally fine because I'll be happy with, no matter which one I buy. But unless I have a spot for it, I'm kind of at a loss. And I don't know. I want to say that I haven't thought that far ahead, but I'm constantly thinking about what my next kit is going to be. Is it good? Do I leave it? Oh yeah. So I put these are the wall sections. You can kind of see obviously where I glued them together. I did have to make some extra notching on both sides, so there, and I took this down a little bit too, just because of how this fits into here. It wasn't exact, but it was dang near close. So, but like it was an easy conversion, right? It wasn't anything super stressful. It works. ITLA does have some O scale stuff, absolutely. And even if, let's say, if you wanted something like this, right, you could email Nick and say, "Hey, Nick, I really like that kit. Can you scale it up to O scale? So all the same pieces that you get, do it in O scale." And he might be able to do that. I think there's a lot of kits that he has that are available, or at least the detail parts, anyways, that are available in both scales. So, again, I don't see why not, but that's definitely a question for Nick. Now, I very much still want to do a group build, but there hasn't been much talk of that. And I don't know if there's still... Oh, of course. Everything falls apart when I touch it. There hasn't been much interest or anything, or anybody saying anything, except for Nelson. Nelson did mention that he wanted us to do the 2-story. What type of house was it? Yeah, it's like a 2-story brick utility building. Okay, at the risk of these falling off, just going to slide that back in there. Bam. Maybe I should. Yeah, because that's going to sink down. I need to fix something. And I might as well do it now, because we're finishing this kit. One way or another, we are finishing this kit. So I'm going to use these leftover pieces from my last kit. I did see some of those, that exact kit at Otter Valley. So it's not completely out of the question. Okay, so it's... Yeah, but that doesn't even go that high. Is there another way I can do this? This ruler's not long enough, so let me get my other stick that's a little bit... It's a little bit longer than that. Just a longer straight edge. I think this is 1 meter. See, if I was smarter, I would have done this right from the beginning. But I'm not, so I didn't. Not a big deal. That's why they put erasers on pencils, right? So I just gotta tack these along the way here. Dang, this glue is potent. Too bad ITLA doesn't have display boxes for the finished kits. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I think because of the fact that a lot of them are weird sizes and whatnot, like they could do a display case for this, but if they do it at this height and let's say you add 2 more levels, obviously it sticks out the top or it won't fit, right? There's so many different versions of even this kit here that you can do. Unless you're building them as the standard, then it's like, man, it's probably not going to work. Build it. I was like, the boiling. The boiling looks good. What's the boiling? Thanks, Steve. Hey, the dudes do laser cut wood. There's a kit that I know that I want to get, but I would have to order it in, and it's a station. It's a modern train station. It's from what's the name? Custom model trains. So that's also another one that I want to do, and it's very modern. Only thing is that because that goes at the front of the layout, I'm trying to focus at the back of the layout, do everything back there first. So I'm partially not in a rush for it, but at the same time, kind of want to get it. This building here is actually going right beside my other ITLA kit. I won't be able to show you, obviously, because my camera's in here and I'm not on the wireless right now. But what I'll do is once this is done, which will be in like a few moments here, I will post some pictures. Excuse me. There's a couple of pictures that I will post to my Instagram, which travel over to Facebook. And then I'll also post the same pictures as an update in my because like I had posted a couple of pictures of this kit a while ago in the ITLA forum page, whatever you want to call it, on Facebook as well. The ITLA modelers page. Lots of great work there. Those guys are killing it. But yeah, I'll post this one once I'm done here. I do like the way you did the custom work on the ITLA kit. It looks very good. Thank you. Yeah, some of it you would never know it's plastic, and some of it, I mean, like the doors. So these aren't the original doors. The doors that were on there are more of a barn style door, where it's on the outside and they slide, they separate. Kind of like on a box car, right? They're on the rollers and they slide. I didn't like those at all. And again, trying to modernize. So I took 2 roll-up doors that I think it's from a Pike stuff or one of those kits. It's like I think it was a Pike stuff, and you paint it green and whatnot, and added the rust and then the safety striping. And then I glued it on the inside, and you can't even tell that that's not supposed to be like that. And I didn't have to alter anything with it. It's a really big door. Like if you look at the inside, which I'll show you, it's a really big door, but you're only seeing that much of it. I'll show you here. See the size of the white doors there? Those are huge, right? Compared to what you see. Very cool. Yeah, I definitely couldn't have that rolled up. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't have it as an, well, I mean, unless I removed it completely. But yeah, I needed to have those closed for it to kind of keep that effect. Okay, so my main issue there was that the roof piece was dipping on the backside, so I added the little shelf pieces, which that is still very much wet. So I'm going to need a minute before I actually put the roof back on. But I'm going to put the back piece on again. Jeez. Lovely. Okay. Yuck. Just got to get that extra stuff off of there. She's a beauty. Thanks, Todd. Hey, John. John's at his trailer enjoying the first campfire of the season. I just sucked in some roof detail. Out. So there's the roof piece there. Again, you know, it still has that texture to it, but there's a couple of different colors of gray on there, and I've got, you know, a couple of detail parts, right, that I've added. These little ladders here, if you can even see them, I don't know if you can see that or not, but if I put my finger in front, you still can't see it. Sorry for the shaky. Going in. So those ladders there that I've so kindly attached to the side here, those are actually wood. They belong to this kit, and I attached them onto the side there. And I want to put a railing along there too, but I don't want to take away from it. I wanted to make sure that there was access to it. But yeah, and I have a little access hatch for the roof as well. I had that painted black. And of course, what do you know? I drop it. Do you think I can find it now? Absolutely not. So it's somewhere, and it's going to go right here. But I don't know where it is. I'll find it. Oh, yeah, I'll find it. But yeah, that sucks. And then yeah, so I added also some rusting on there. This is where the pipe, the top of this one, it goes like right onto here. Can't really see it. I do want to add some other piping. Like I want to have a pipe coming out of here, going across to here, and then in, or maybe shorter. I don't know yet, but we'll do that at some point. And then I do want to add some telephone lines as well coming out of here, and maybe like going like starting from around the corner here, coming in, going behind this, and then going along here, and then maybe out to a pole. We'll see, but yeah, I don't know yet. So again, once we're done the live here tonight, I'll set this up on the layout. I'll take a couple of nice pictures with the lights on, and I'll post those, and then you guys will be able to see it. But then, yeah. Let's see. I just got my Allyscapes kit. Wow, big kit. Love the smell of fresh lasered lumber. Yeah, honestly, best part. Some would say building it is the best part, or painting it. No, no, I love the smell of that burnt lumber. You okay, Chris? Oh yeah, I'm fantastic. You're in the 80s, 90s. Well, as far as like what era? Yeah, like, 80, 85, mostly 85, 85 and up to modern. Whatever you'd classify modern as, but I like to stick around like, the 80s and a little bit higher. If so, no railing safety was option back then. Ah, okay. Cause like I've got railing. Let me see here. Where did it go? Again, from like a Walters kit. I bet I could cut this bottom piece off of here and just, or even leave that on and like just do the, I don't even like that. No, I'm gonna leave it as is. I was looking at it and I'm like, no, hate it. So yeah, I'll leave it as is. Yeah, I just gotta wait for that to dry there, and then I'll be able to put the roof piece back in. But yeah, it was fun doing some graffiti today on there. That was fun. There as well. I have a high-powered LED flashlight for just such an emergency. Buffalo just scored on a power play. The score is 3-2 Montreal in the first period. No railings. If you fell, you... That's how it was. I'm pretty sure they said that's how men became men, No safety nets, no helmets, no guardrails. If you look at Star Wars, I'm going to bring up a Star Wars reference. In the Death Star, there's no handrail on that walkway where the laser is. They didn't need handrails, and they're in outer space. So, yeah. I really want this glue to dry so I can put this roof piece in. I mean, like, yeah, I could sit this up there, but it's not the same effect. It's close. So as far as painting it, weathering it, and all that, I mean, definitely, obviously, you want to paint it first. Do your main coat. I don't really get into the weathering of things until after the detail stuff. So, of course, you're doing all the brick stuff. You're painting all your detail stuff off of this, and then I attach it after. And then you can go in and you can do the weathering. So, like, you can't see it because it's really dark. I mean, I could even come back and do a like I've got powders, right? Weathering powders. But it's not really a huge deal. And then weathering I did this week. So I did the same thing again where I put a piece of tape across here, and then, I'm brushing down with the, like the grime, the dirt. Same thing within and around here, right? You want to make sure that that's all good. So I'm just trying to get some of this extra stuff off. This makeup brush actually works a lot better than the tissue, because the tissue just rips. Where was this earlier? Oh, well. Okay, clean that off. Clean that off. Okay, we're good. All right, Ronald, you have yourself a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Need to find some Ewoks for a forested area. That's true. That's actually, well, I mean, not the Ewok part, but the area that I've been working on that's just to the left of this building. It kind of goes up to the highway. It's like a highway overpass, so I have to still paint it all brown, and I do want to add trees and whatnot there, so that'll be fun. And then I'm also working on the base plate for this building, so that can be lifted out and detailed separately, so I'm not working on it while it's, at the back of the layout. So that's good too. I just need to do my second layer of, the wood stuff, whatever it's called, the fascia board. Once I do that second layer of fascia board, then I can fill in where the rails are with the stuff here, but the pre-mixed stuff, the wet stuff, so that it goes right up to the rails. Yeah. The other thing I have to do still for both kits, so for this one and the other one of the last things I have to do is make this stuff for in between the rails. I figure I might as well do that all at once, because this is still very soft. So once I open it, it all of a sudden, I don't know how long it'll last. So I want to use as much of this as possible all at once, so I don't have to go get more just to do a little bit, because that'd be a pain. I've got so many of these skids now. So there you have it. That's it for this building. I think that it turned out pretty good. Would I want to do the brick building again? It's a lot of brick. You know what I mean? And it's not for the faint of heart. Especially with the fact that I go in and every single little brick. But it's really pulled everything together here, and I'm very happy with it. The only other thing that I feel like I might be missing is an awning. I feel like an awning would look really good. Um, yeah, if not for that, then an awning for that one and possibly just that entrance. I'm sure I could make one, but it's nicer when you get that with the kit. Oh, yeah, I've got the I can show you these. They're so finicky, and it was kind of a pain putting all the mirrors on. So these are by Walthers, and you got the little Canada Post logo. There's two versions of this. This is the earlier version. The newer version has a white roof, I believe. Yeah, the newer one has a white roof. So I might get some of those. I haven't gotten them yet. But you have to attach all these little mirrors. And yeah, it was kind of a pain, but I got it done. And it worked out. So the part of doing this, and the other part is building the parking lot for these trucks, because I do want to get a handful more. It's like 22 bucks for one of those. So it's kind of nuts when you add it up, DOS, room temperature, hardening clay. Oh, this? Yeah, no, I got this from Michael's. So what I plan to do is, if you put down let's say wax paper or clear wrap, whatever they call it, you take this, you put it on, you flatten it, and then you roll it out, you slice it, and then you can lay it in between the rails. So if you've got like a piece of track, do I have a short piece here? Yeah, I'll use this one. This is just scrap anyways. So if you've got a piece of track here, let's say the track goes right along here, right? You cut a piece to go in between, and then you just lay it right in between here. Let it harden or whatever, and then you can paint it because it's white. And you don't get the same kind of mess that you would if you did the pour, and then you have to scrape along the edge of the rails, and it's very messy stuff. So I'm going to try this method out, because I've done the other one and I don't like it. So yeah, I'm going to try that method. I'll let you know how it goes. Because if it's that simple, then dang, should have done that a long time ago. Oh, thanks. I got mine at Michael's, but I know they sell it on Amazon as well. And you put the one for Staples. So there you go. That's pretty cool. I didn't know Staples had that. But I'll do that in another video live thing. I don't know when, but at some point. Okay, let's see if we can get this to work now. There we go. And you'll notice it does not drop down anymore. Can never get the whole thing in frame, but that's okay. You might want to include a normal box truck at the loading dock for the Canada Post building. Yeah. I've got these when I got this printed, these were made for me as well. Got 4 of these, so I kind of want to get some trailers as well and do some custom trailers and just have that right on the back. I know it's not accurate for what they are, but I don't care too much. As long as it looks good, should be all right. Yeah, more brick to paint. Originally I was going to use this thing. So you lay the clay out, and then you roll this brick, do one of these, right? And then it leaves the brick pattern, but somebody pointed out that these bricks look too big, and unfortunately I do agree. They looked a lot smaller on the I think it was Amazon. I'm pretty sure it was Amazon. It was sent from China. It's 3D printed. So anybody can make this. But yeah, I think it was like $10. But I probably won't be using it because the bricks are way too big. Not for what I want to do with it anyways. So but that's it. That's all. That's we're gonna throw in the towel because this thing is now done. I've completed it and I'm happy with it. Definitely don't want to do that again, but you know, if the opportunity comes up, might have to. I really like the idea of adding another set of floors to it, making this even taller. Not too tall, but I like the fact that you can really customize it to, you know, for whatever purpose, right? There's a lot of different unique buildings out there, and, you know, it would be neat to see what else you can kind of come up with or what you can build just from this kit itself. So, very cool. Very cool. In total, let's see if this was about 175 and that was 130. I'll say 120 because it was about $12 to ship. So, 2, 3. This was about 300 by itself, just the building and like the that and then the extra, because normally just this part here is about 70 or $75 just for to add a couple more floors, and then you get the extra cornice and whatnot. This here was 25, I want to say. And yeah, each of these trucks were about $23, $24. So overall, this here, eh, yeah, you're looking somewhere near in and around the $400. Is that no 300 or 400? 300 for like the building, but then with all the extras, you're looking at much closer to $400 just for a brick building. Yeah. And then of course all the paint and whatnot, but that's assuming that you already have that stuff. Just in case you were wondering. I'm glad that's done, and I can't wait to start on my next kit because honestly, it's really fun. I love doing this, and I like doing it live to share with all of you. And I can't wait for the next one. I know I have a few other things that I need to build and work on over the next, I guess, couple of months. So I guess we might be going back and forth from some kits to some custom work. You know, a few different things, right? We'll mix it up, but I'll let you know if I find a kit that I like, or if a kit comes in or anything like that. Maybe we'll do that. We'll see what happens. But until next time, I'm Go Beer, Go Home. Monday night, James and Mike off the rail Monday at 7 o'clock. And then Thursday, we've got Eminem Rails. He's doing Third Rail Thursday. And then I'll be back next Saturday with something. We'll see what's going on next Saturday. But I'm looking forward to it. You guys have yourselves a great night. Have a happy, safe, long Victoria Day weekend. And roast some marshmallows for me. I've got a train to catch. See you around, everybody.